What the duck is up, everyone? Thank you for joining us for another episode of DuckTakes. As always, with me, my co-host Garrett. And what are we doing today, Garrett?
We are doing some Mission Impossible, baby.
Mission Impossible franchise ranking. Actually, a lot of stuff.
Dude, it's so much.
It's a lot. Franchise ranking, top 5 characters, top 5 baddies in Mission Impossible.
Damn, did the casting director know what they were doing with this franchise?
Top 10, our top 10 favorite stunts. And then obviously other questions that we got from the Discord. As always, make sure to check out our Patreon and join our Discord if you want to request any questions for any episodes. Have a great bonus episode that we recently put out with Snowden going over Disneyland versus Disney World. And we just dropped some fire Fantastic Four merch as well.
You know, I'll stand up for a second, show it off. You know, we
might have to duck down a little bit.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know why that made me think of, have you seen those TikToks of that one guy who does the brain teaser and he's like, come in my butt, butt my, he's like, say butt my income backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they always get so flustered.
See, I've seen that go around, but I would say income as one word.
Right.
Not
come in my,
yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
Not come in, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say income.
Income my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's still.
Yeah, that was a weird pose I just did now, but
and they always get it on the second time they say the sentence too. They're like, "Come in my butt."
How do you not catch that the first time?
I know.
How do you not catch that?
How do you fall for it every time? Got some other great questions talking about Ethan Hunt's best hairstyle and franchise as well. I do have an opinion on that. But funny enough, me and Garrett ran through this franchise. We binged it. In recent weeks, this was actually like I had only seen
literally 1 week for me.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah,
I did it too. But before doing this marathon, I had only seen Ghost Protocol in theaters.
Same.
And the first Mission Impossible years ago when we watched it as a group.
Mm-hmm.
And it's oddly enough, I went through this marathon backwards. So when I went out to California, Andrew was able to get us into an early screening. Me and Summer, he was able to get me and Summer into an early screening of The Final Reckoning. And I'd only seen the first Mission Impossible and Ghost Protocol at that point. So I was like, okay, I got to crank out a few on the plane and it would make most sense. Let me just crank out Fallout and Dead Reckoning on the plane.
Yeah.
So that when I land, I'm ready for Final Reckoning.
Yeah, that's like what's leading up to that. So that makes sense.
So I watched 3 Mission Impossible movies that day. And I always heard Fallout was the best Mission Impossible. So I was kind of excited to go through that marathon. And then I was like, okay, might as well rewatch this or go through this franchise. So I went backwards. Then I watched Rogue Nation next. Then I rewatched Ghost Protocol. Then I watched MI3, then MI2, then rewatched MI1.
You weirdo.
I went backwards.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to. Honestly, if you were going to do it that way, I would have done. I feel like I would have at least started. I don't know. I would once you did the 6, 7. Once you did 6, 7, 8.
Then
I would have went back to
one.
go. No, I would have went back to Ghost Protocol. Watched those leading up to. I would have done Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and then started at 1 and then go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because 1 through 3 are all very different.
Yeah,
and then once Ghost Protocol came out, they all sort of had a formula.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, first 3 are so different.
So different.
But so far, as you know, it's been the best opening weekend for Mission Impossible movie. I think it's right now at 353 million so far. It had its best opening weekend domestically. I think it was at 77 domestically and then 190 million globally. So far, it's at 353 million globally. So it's making money.
Yeah.
But none of these movies have made like $1 billion on their own. It's odd because like it's a very consistent franchise, but it's not like the most popular franchise as well.
Yeah. I don't think, honestly, I don't think there's one that like really, really pops out at you. Like,
I think there is one.
Okay.
For me.
All right. I agree in terms of like how much I like it. But I mean, I guess as far as like the advertising goes, I mean, I don't know. I feel like whenever they hype these movies up, it's always like the stunts, see it in theaters. I don't know. I feel like it's like the same spiel every time it comes out in theaters.
Well, I think since since the stunt where where Tom Cruise
The Burj Khalifa.
did the Burj Khalifa stunt.
Yeah, that's what kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, that kicked it up a notch because even though there was great stunts in the previous ones, I think that one was what caught a lot of attention commercially.
Yeah.
And then it was always in the promotion, Tom Cruise was always saying, all right, what's the next big thing? What's the next big thing?
Mm-hmm.
And it just sort of became like, okay, what crazy stunt is Tom Cruise going to do in this next Mission Impossible?
Honestly, I feel like he just kept making these movies as an excuse to do this shit because he loves it.
That's completely fine.
No,
I am fine with that.
He loves it, bro.
He loves it.
The amount of certifications this man has because of these movies is insane.
But you know what's crazy is in the first Mission Impossible, you know when he blows up the fish tank and he's running away from the water?
Yeah, that's apparently like one of the most dangerous, right?
No, not the most dangerous, but that was his first one that he did because he was even asking the director, Brian De Palma, like, hey, I don't know if I should do this because they did a take without Tom Cruise with a stuntman. And Brian De Palma was like, I think this shot would look a lot better if you did the stunt, Tom. And he was like, I don't know, is that safe? Like, I feel like it should be for a stunt person. He convinced Tom to end up doing it. Yeah. And the shot looked great. So then since then, I feel like he's been chasing that high.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so funny how hesitant he was to do the fish tank stunt.
Yeah.
And now he just pushes his limits in every single movie.
Now he's just hanging on the side of planes and the tallest building in the world.
Literally what he's known for now.
Insane.
That's so funny.
What I didn't know either, though, is that this franchise, I mean, Mission Impossible, there was a whole TV show that came out from 1966 to 73 that went on for 7 seasons.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually.
And the main leader of the Mission Impossible task force was Jim Phelps. Mm-hmm. And Jim Phelps was a character that John Voight played when they rebooted the franchise in the first Mission Impossible. Mm-hmm. But a lot of those original actors hated it because they ended up making Jim Phelps' character a traitor in the first Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
So they didn't like that. So where should we?
I mean, if we want to get into it, I mean, we can just start with our movie ranking because, you know, we're just gonna run through these.
I know, yeah. Okay, so we got the movie ranking, we got our baddie ranking.
Bro, I'm excited for the baddie ranking.
Me too. I think there are some slept on baddies.
A little bit.
We have the stunt ranking.
And we have our top 5 characters.
And the top 5 characters as well, and then questions as well. But overall, like, give me your thoughts overall on the franchise now that you did a marathon within a week.
So like you said, it is a very consistent franchise. I know I hear a lot of people give these movies like a lot of flack because they're like, oh, it just becomes less about the story. You know, the spy stuff. Yeah, it just becomes about like, ooh, what's stunt this, stunt that. And I can see where they're coming from, but overall, I mean, I think it still captures that spy aspect to it, especially
action thriller.
Yeah. And especially like one that I really enjoyed with the spy aspect and the, you know, the twists and turns was actually 6. Like 6 was really good with that. Yeah,
absolutely.
So no, I enjoyed this franchise a lot. I mean, they did great with the casting. Like I was loving when we were getting like new members in each movie, you know, all circulating around Tom Cruise, obviously. I'd say one weaker spot that I noticed was probably the villains.
Yeah, there's a few good villains, but I would say it's not really the focal point for this franchise.
And honestly, I feel like if they had focused on that a little bit more, that might have like elevated this franchise to another level.
Yeah, because comparing it to, say, another spy franchise like James Bond, I think James Bond has stronger villains, like the Daniel Craig movies.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if I would put Mission Impossible over the 007 franchise, the Daniel Craig one, but like, I don't know. So I know Summer loves the James Bond franchise.
I honestly, watching this has made me like want to start watching that and compare the two, you know, espionage franchises.
She was rewatching Casino Royale the other night, and Casino Royale is really good, and it definitely has more of a flair to it, like a spy flair to it. But I don't know. I don't know. I like the theme song Mission Impossible. I like the
Bro,
although
you
James Bond is great too.
You and the music, man. I mean, the music for the theme song for this is really catchy.
What's the better theme song for Mission Impossible or James Bond? We got I don't know. And then James Bond.
What's his off?
Wait. That's a good one too.
They're both good.
Especially in Casino Royale.
I feel like the Mission Impossible one kind of like captures the high stakes situations better. You know? I feel like I feel like it just like gets you amped up a little more.
As to where I think the James Bond theme song is played more so after the climax, and it's like he's James Bond.
Yeah.
As to where the Mission Impossible one kind of heightens the climax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Both got their uses. Yeah. And then it wasn't until Rogue Nation where director Christopher McQuarrie, they used him for after Ghost Protocol. Then he was the director for the rest of the franchise: Rogue Nation, Fallout, Final Reckoning, and Dead Reckoning. So he's been the director of 4 Mission Impossible movies.
Damn.
Yeah. As to where Brad Bird was the director of Ghost Protocol, which Brad Bird. He was also the director of The Incredibles, Ratatouille, The Iron Giant, a huge part of Pixar, huge creator in the Pixar department.
Yeah.
Then J.J. Abrams was the director of Mission Impossible 3, and that was his directorial debut.
Oh, wow.
That was his first film directorial debut because he was a director for the Lost TV show.
Okay.
And apparently that was also the highest budget a director has ever gotten for their first movie because it went to like 180 million.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then John Woo was the director of Mission Impossible 2, which is definitely an outlier within the Mission Impossible franchise, the second one. And then one of the goated directors, Brian De Palma, who kicked off the franchise with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
What are you about to say? I feel like you got something.
Nothing. I'm just like, honestly, I'm just kind of like, dude. That was the other thing I was worried about when watching all these is
back to back.
separating each movie. So I make sure I'm associating the right thing with the right movie.
I will say this though, watching a marathon like this, I never got tired of hitting play for the next movie. Like I was always excited to see what was next for this franchise.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, I didn't suffer any fatigue from it. I was always looking forward to the next impossible mission. But all right. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this ranking, man.
All right. You know what? That's okay. If we get heat, I'll take the heat. It's fine. But
here we go. Franchise ranking. Last place at number 8 for this Mission Impossible franchise ranking. I think
to God we agree on this.
Yeah, I think not everyone. I know Sammy J does not have this in last, but a lot of people have this one in last place. It's going to be Mission Impossible 2.
Yes, it is Mission Impossible 2. There is no other answer for that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Dude, that one was the one that was like laughably bad to me. Like it was lazy writing. It wasn't about even the stunts. I feel like it was such a slow moving movie. Like the whole thing was Naya like just gaining the trust of this dude the entire movie, and it's they turned it into like this love story between Ethan Hunt and Naya.
This one almost felt like in like the first 30 minutes, some of the horniest 30 minutes in the whole franchise.
Yes.
But it also felt like a Spanish soap opera TV show.
Yes, dude, that is exactly what I was like. It was all about the romance. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Also,
with the music playing as well in the back.
Yes, bro. And they just met.
Yeah.
They just met. And then like the entire movie, it seemed like Naya was like holding out for Ethan while she's like undercover doing this whole thing. I'm like, bro, y'all had like a week to know each other before this mission happened, and y'all are already like diehards for each other. Made no fucking sense.
It's very 2000s.
So 2000s. Like incredibly 2000s with the sunglasses and the leather jackets.
Yeah.
The motorcycle scene,
the
long hair. It was everything. The stunts were just terrible. That motorcycle scene where they're both driving at each other and jump.
Yeah.
Made me sick how stupid that was.
Oh man, I will say this movie did though give us something, and that was the inspiration for Tug Speedman for Tropic Thunder. You remember in the beginning of Tropic Thunder when they're playing through all the trailers?
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan Hunt specifically in Mission Impossible 2 is definitely an inspiration for that. Not to mention Ben Stiller also did the stunt double promo with him.
Yes.
For that movie.
Yeah.
So I will say that's a positive that it gave us. But like this movie had potential as well. Like the scene that I'm thinking of where I actually felt the tension, I felt the thrill of it, was when Ethan Hunt broke into the laboratory and needed to kill the virus that was created inside the laboratory.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was really good.
Uh-huh.
And there's some other scenes here and there, but like even the fight choreography was
so bad.
It was like the Matrix.
So bad.
Like the backflip double kick.
It was stupid. It was so over the top. It was ridiculous.
It was very over the top. And sometimes over the top style can have like a nice flair to it. Like Kill Bill, right? That's over the top.
Yeah, it is.
But it also fits.
Yeah. Nah, I really don't have too much positive to say about this movie. I really don't. This was the one that was like hard for me to get through. And it was, bro, the lazy writing is what pissed me off too. Like when he went in and he was he put a mask of himself on his henchman and he took his face. And I was like, where'd those masks come from? I was like, oh, you just magically whipped them out of your ass. Like I feel like they always at least show you prepping the masks and stuff like that. But there was none of that in this one. Like he just magically had them.
2 did have some great face reveals though. The face reveal in the very beginning of the movie I thought was good. Yeah. And then there was another one down the road. Oh, when he tricks Naya into thinking that was Ethan at her house.
Yeah.
At his house.
No, I knew that wasn't Ethan.
I thought there were some great face reveals. Oh, what else?
But here's the thing is, I think
Anthony Hopkins is such a random.
Yeah, so random.
Role.
But here's the thing is like with 2, I feel like they learned a lot from 2. And because it felt like everybody had a mask for somebody else. And I think that's where like they started to try to pull back from that and like why they had so many like technical problems when they were printing masks, because I feel like a lot of people were saying solutions to a lot of their problems, just like, oh, just double him, double that person, double this person. And it would make the plot of the story, like kind of incoherent, because like everybody like, it's a plot hole. It's like, oh, you have access to this technology. Why wouldn't you use it? And it shows you like, oh, they tried, but the machine fucked up. I feel like that machine fucks up a lot that prints out their masks.
In this franchise?
It does.
They ran into a lot of problems in 6 with that.
Yeah. No, and 4, they had a lot of tech issues.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were off the grid. They had access to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 is when they really go like off the grid.
Yeah.
Okay. Mission Impossible 2 at the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. So when we do this, let's like each say what we have at that number, and then we'll both dive into our reasoning.
Yeah.
At number 7, what do you have?
I have The Final Reckoning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At number 7, I have Mission Impossible 3.
Okay.
That's wow. Is it based off your experience, or what did you not like about The Final Reckoning?
Here's what I'll tell you.
Wow.
All right. Really? Yeah. Bro.
Wow.
No, I like MI3.
Alex Coleman is gonna love you.
I like MI3.
Here's the thing. I still like MI3. This whole franchise, like once I
honestly, after 2, like all these are enjoyable.
After 2, those are all good movies.
They are. And it's literally just a matter of preference at this point. But no, bro. So Final Reckoning, here's my beefs with it. I hated how in like the first 20 minutes of the movie, I felt like they kept like repeating information that you should know from the previous movie. It was like flashback here, flashback this. Let me reiterate this information. I felt like it was pandering to the audience and made me feel stupid.
Well, because this is the first Mission Impossible that was like a direct connection to the previous movie. Because originally it was a part 1, part 2. It was going to be Dead Reckoning part 1, Dead Reckoning part 2.
I get that, but at the same time, it's like if you're gonna do that, you shouldn't have to reiterate obvious information that somebody who has seen the previous movie would know.
Well, there's a lot of hand holding, but again, I think, and I'm not saying that it was a good thing, but I'm saying I feel like they only do this because of the general audience.
I get that, but at the same time, it's like I guess I'm not the general audience then, because I don't like when movies pander to me like I'm stupid. And that's what it felt like in the first 20 minutes of this movie.
Okay. But I mean, what about the second half?
Don't get me wrong. Like there are some very impressive stunts in this movie. And I think so that like stunt exhaustion that I was talking about, where people are like, this is less of a spy thing and this is more of just stunt after stunt after stunt. And that's what this felt like. To me, it kind of lacked like what made this, spy Mission Impossible. And like, don't get me wrong, the stunts are fucking so impressive. Yeah, they're so impressive. And like, oh my god, like, dude, the submarine one, where he was like coming out and the submarine was behind. I was terrified. That's my favorite sequence of the whole movie. So scary.
Submarine sequence is my favorite of that whole movie.
Yeah. Are you talking about like when he's inside the submarine or like when he first comes out and sees it?
I mean, that whole sequence, but when he's in the submarine as well. And this is why I asked if you saw it in IMAX, because what was really cool,
the aspect ratio.
They did the aspect ratio change when he's turning the valve to decompress the chamber, and as he's turning it, the aspect ratio changes with him
each turn.
So when he stops the turn,
it stops the aspect ratio.
The aspect ratio
okay,
change.
That's pretty cool.
So it was sick. It was one of the coolest aspect ratio changes. I don't know. I really liked it. And maybe I had a better time and like we got to see this early and I got to see it at IMAX headquarters.
Yeah, that might have also helped your experience.
Yeah.
I watched mine in 4DX. I don't usually do that. I just wanted to give it a try. But also part of my motivation was because I had been watching these all day and that was the earliest showtime. That was 10:10. A regular showtime was at 10:40, and then the next IMAX showing was at 11:15.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm not trying to get out of here at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So I gave 4DX a try. I had this loud, annoying woman in my theater talking throughout the entire movie and like responding to the actors on screen. That shit pissed me off. But I don't know. It just like, and also it kind of sucked to not seeing, this was like the last movie and I feel like Ethan was just like by himself a lot. And I don't know. I feel like part
of
not
with his family.
Not with the team. And like, that's like part of what makes Mission Impossible so good is like his chemistry with the other actors. And he was just like off doing his own thing the whole time.
I feel like that's how Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I mean, he's with the team more so in Final, but... Or Dead, I mean.
No, in Dead Reckoning he is. In Final Reckoning he was just like on his own.
Yeah.
But no, like the fight scenes are good, and also this being the last one, I get that they're trying to give everybody kind of like their special send off, that kind of thing. But I felt like there was like too much of that. I felt like it was so aware of an audience being present that it kind of took me out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, this one was just pandering to the audience in too many ways that it kind of took me out of like, this is a real situation.
So yeah, I have MI3 at number 7.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Again, these aren't bad movies from here on out. But the Blair Witch Project had a steadier camera than this movie.
Oh, I don't care about
that. Strong villain, one of the stronger villains for sure.
That is what bumps it up for me.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
So good.
So good. But I also think it has one of the weaker teams.
Okay.
And like, I don't know. I just wasn't really enthralled in like the love story, and while it offers better motive for Ethan,
Yeah.
and again, I mean, there's a lot of great scenes, but I don't know. I guess at this point, it's just I enjoyed the other movies more
To me, MI3 has like one of the strongest stories.
because it's a love story.
Yeah, but also like it makes more sense. It makes sense. Like they've had love stories in the past, but like this is his wife. So yes, he's gonna, fight his ass off for his wife. I actually like the fact that they kept the rabbit's foot like secret the whole time. You didn't even know what it was.
I didn't like that we didn't get to see him steal the rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
He just goes in and goes out.
Yeah.
And we learned later like what the rabbit's foot was.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole point of, like the spy thriller is him sneaking into the buildings, maybe because they had already shown that in the previous two movies. They felt they didn't need to.
Yeah.
But me personally, like you lead up to that scene with a great stunt of him swinging from building to building.
Yeah.
And him like sliding down the glass as he's shooting people.
Uh-huh.
But then that's it. Like I thought it would have been really cool to see what they would have done to break into the building. And
This was also the movie that introduced Benji.
it introduced Benji.
He's not part of the team yet.
He's not like Benji.
But he was introduced.
He's introduced.
So we
yes.
get Benji for the first time. I like that.
Simon Pegg is one of the best additions to this franchise
Yes.
for sure. Which is why one movie that's higher up, Benji is a big part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, MI3, number 7.
I think what really bumps it up is Owen Davian, Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's his character.
Also, I mean,
and like
I'll
you
say
can
this.
see the acting get better too. Like
Yeah.
the acting in this one was like so much better to me. I think Tom Cruise's acting is so much better in 3 than it is in 1.
Ooh, I wouldn't say so much better. I think it's a big improvement from 2 to 3.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I don't know. I like 1 a lot. I will say Lawrence Fishburne.
Another good character. Yeah.
He also gives us one of the coldest bars in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what did he say? He said, I will bleed for my flag to make sure the stripes stay red.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's pretty cold.
Yes, bro. Nah, bro. They have some good actors in MI3.
It's good. It's good.
That's
It's good.
interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting. Interesting.
Okay, what do you have at 6?
6, I have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. What do you have?
I might get absolutely flamed on this.
You might be on the popular side of what you're about to say. I don't know. What do you have?
I don't think so. I have the original.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
And that's way too low.
I have the original.
See, you are on the popular side though.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Like a lot of the rankings that I see, they have the original down at the bottom.
Okay, here's my thing with the OG though. Dude, I have seen the beginning half of that movie 3 times. So listen to why. So I watched it when we watched it as a group.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the movie all the way. I watched half of the movie, and honestly, like I took a break, I walked away, and I came back to it, and I was gonna continue the movie. Honestly, like, dude, I binged all these. Like, it was not gonna be a solid beginning to end whenever I was watching all these. But anyway, I was like, you know what? The beginning half of this movie confuses the shit out of me. I don't know why, dude. You know
what's crazy? I think it's one of the easiest ones to follow, but they do a good explanation of what's going on. That's crazy.
No, dude, at the beginning,
the other ones, I'm like,
this one leaves me, bro, this movie leaves me confused.
Really?
Yes. And I think a big part of that is the villain and him like betraying his team. Was like, I'm still confused of his motivation. Was his motivation simply money and getting
money.
shit pay?
Money.
That's it.
Yeah.
You betray and murder your fellow team that you've been working with and have been friends with for years. I don't buy his fucking motivation.
Also, I think it was part of his reasoning of I know he wasn't the biggest fan of working with Ethan Hunt either because he always goes rogue. That's like his thing. He doesn't listen. But also it's like it's Jim Voight playing the character. Like I don't need he just seems like a guy who would be a traitor anyways. He looks like a guy who would be a traitor.
That's a great fucking reason. Are you serious?
Money's not a good enough reasoning?
No.
Why?
Because these are like
how?
This to me, these like with the way they introduce these characters, I got the vibe these are people who have worked with each other for a long time. They're all friends. They are all very tight. And you're telling me you getting paid, what was it, $40,000 a year? That's enough of a motivation for you to want to betray and kill your fellow team who did nothing to wrong you? They did nothing to him. Sure, like maybe, I don't know, maybe he didn't like the way Ethan looked at his wife or something like that. Like include some other malicious intent of why you want to do this to your team. Not like, I don't get paid enough. Let me kill my team and steal money so I can make more money.
I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman's Owen's motivation was fun because Ethan fucked him over. So now it's like
much better motivation, much better villain.
I don't know. I like one a lot.
Honestly, that was really what pissed me off with one. And then, of course, like the CGI is dated and all that, which
it's one of the more dated looking ones.
I take that into account. I try not to have that hurt the movie too much. Some of the stunts are pretty ridiculous. Like, bro, when he puts the sticky bomb on the helicopter and then he gets blown back on the train, I'm like, bro, you'd be dead. You'd be dead. But like, there's no way you're surviving.
I'm never going to hold the visual effects for an older movie against a movie that came out in 2025.
Okay, but yeah, no, I'm not like comparing it to that. But I mean, we've seen visual effects like be amazing in the past, even using practical effects to, a very realistic degree that it still holds up.
All right, well, yeah,
Am I like convincing you a little on my side at all, or no?
No, because I'll go into my reasons why I like it so much down the road. But number 6, I do have Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
Again, enjoyable movie. I think the final, Dead Reckoning and the Final Reckoning. I mean, one of the weaker villains. I know. Gabriel? Because even Gabriel, you could say like isn't the villain. He's just a moving piece to the plot.
Yeah.
Like the villain is the AI.
Yeah.
That's created, and that if anyone in the world gets access to, will have all the power in the world.
It intrigues me that you have this one that low.
Dead Reckoning?
Yeah.
But like the movies above it are just they're good.
Really?
The fuck? Yeah, we still got Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol, Fallout, like
okay, yeah. No, I mean,
what do you have? Okay, do you just want to go to number 5?
Well, to say your piece on Dead Reckoning.
I mean, I've kind of said my piece. I mean, it's just the train sequence is cool. Villain's all right. Clearly it has one of the best stunts with the motorcycle cliff jump.
Yeah.
So sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
It is really good. All right. We can move on.
Yeah. Let's go to 5.
At 5, I have Mission Impossible 5, Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation?
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I do too, yeah.
At 5, I have Rogue Nation.
Which is a hot take in the Mission Impossible
What, like people hold that really high?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like number 1.
Interesting. No, dude, honestly,
I liked Rogue Nation.
Yeah, I did too. I like I like the character Ilsa Faust. This is introduction of her, Rebecca Ferguson.
Goddess.
And to be honest, I feel like the big stunt for this one was the liquid cool storage facility dive. Like that was one of the big ones for this. That one was good, but honestly, it just like felt anticlimactic. I don't know why. It's because he's just like down there and we're just like kind of waiting for him to drown.
And also the huge stunt that gets advertised a lot happens in the very first scene of the movie, so there isn't like a build up to it.
Yeah, it was just like boom.
Yeah,
here
it happens really quick.
And this stunt, the underwater stunt, to be honest, I was getting kind of pissed at Ethan because I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like he took the old one out. And I'm like, and he started like looking at it. I'm like, what are you reading it for? You know what it is. You know, you pulled it out of the right slot. Okay, sure. Maybe verify that it's the one you were looking for or whatever. Just pull it out, check that real quick, and then toss it. You don't even need to like put it back on your person. You don't need it anymore. Toss it on the ground, get yours and slide it in. Like, because he was sitting there reading the both of them side by side, that's when he got hit by the arm. And then it fucked the whole thing up.
Well, that's where we get the tension.
Dude, no, that one pissed me off. I was like, okay, I get like you're not a perfect human being.
Yeah.
And and that's the good thing about this franchise. They don't make him, you know, a god.
Invincible.
Yes.
Well, they kind of make him invincible, but
yeah, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he's human, he makes mistakes. That's why these close situations happen all the time. But yeah, no, like because he was doing that, that's what messed up this whole part. I was like, this was a very avoidable mistake because you took way too long reading this. And also, how do you not hear? I get you're underwater, but how do you not hear that coming? And he knew that those things are spinning.
I like the introduction of the syndicate in this franchise.
I did
with
too.
This one.
I like the concept of the syndicate.
Concept, and I like the concept better in the next one in Fallout.
Yeah.
I thought it was executed a little better in Fallout, but I think the leader of the syndicate, I forget his name, was one of the better villains.
I liked him. I didn't love him.
Okay.
Yeah. No. His what was his name? Larson. No. Wait. Solomon.
Right. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Solomon Larson.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. There he is.
Lane.
Solomon Lane.
Literally
the sixth person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solomon Lane. I was thinking John Lark. That's what I was thinking.
From the name that he used in 6.
Yeah. No, I liked him. I didn't love him. I actually like him better in the second movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think the syndicate as a whole is better in Fallout.
It is. It is. So yeah, I thought Rogue Nation was like a good lead up movie.
Yeah.
It was a good lead up.
Yeah, it was. And they were Impossible Mission Task Force got disavowed. So they really went like rogue.
Yeah.
I will say Jeremy Renner had a lot less to do in this one. I liked him a lot in Ghost Protocol.
Yes. And also he kind of fucks him over in this. Or no, that was part of the plan. I never know what's part of the plan anymore. Honestly, like it's actually so many moving parts. But no, actually, yeah, it did turn out that him calling Alec Baldwin's character, that was all part of the plan. He wasn't actually betraying you.
Yes. Okay, Rogue Nation. That's going to be a hot take. Let's move on. Number four.
Mission Impossible 3.
Wow. Mission Impossible 3. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Number 4, I have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Okay.
I like The Final Reckoning. I thought the submarine sequence was exquisite. Just one of my favorite sequences in the whole franchise. I mean, the plane, jumping from plane to plane stunt.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, the whole second half is just, my heart was pounding. And it was funny when he did that plane sequence.
Yeah.
And the final act, just like a handful of people in our theater, just like their hands went on their heads, like, what is going on?
You thought when he was chasing Gabriel?
Yes.
Okay.
I also thought Gabriel got a little silly in this one.
He did.
Right?
That was one of my downfalls for this one, for the Final Reckoning too.
Yeah.
Like he just became laughable at a certain point.
He got a little silly.
He got like all these crazy faces and shit. And I was like, why are you smiling? Like he's coming at you, bro.
Like, you're too handsome for that.
He was too. Yeah, because he was like very cold and stoic in the first one. And then he just like totally switched up. He was very expressive. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was him like getting like this god complex that he thought like nothing could touch him or something like that. Maybe that's what was going on. But
I enjoyed the callbacks in this movie. Some of the characters from the very first movie that got brought back. Was there some unnecessary add-ins to it? Sure. But like the whole sequence, the whole scene in Alaska as well, when Benji and Grace are there with that character from the very first movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice callback.
Yeah, no, I like that part.
All the characters.
And the knife.
Yeah.
The knife, that was cool.
All the characters on the submarine were great. Tremel Tillman, Mr. Milchick.
Yes, I did notice that.
Every line that he delivered, our theater was just
so good.
Having a ball with him.
Yeah, no, anybody who has seen Severance and saw that, I'm sure was hyped.
Funny enough, the director is a fan of Severance. That's why.
That's great. That's so great.
And you must be out of your mind.
Yeah. What was your plan if we hadn't got you?
Mister, if you come to poke the bear, come to the right place. That was great.
No, it was great. He was very good. He is so good with his line deliveries.
He's so good with it. Like his facial composure when he's delivering a line.
Mm-hmm. And he can
doesn't budge.
And he can switch on a dime too. He's good
like from the frown to a smile. So good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I enjoyed Final Reckoning a lot. I had a good time with it.
All right. I mean, yeah, there were some good callbacks.
And I'm sure I had a better theater experience than you as well.
Probably. That also might be helping.
Yeah.
But honestly, dude, what really does it for me for MI3 is the villain. Like
That's fair. That's fair.
I really like Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. And it felt like a much more personal beef.
Yeah.
And I think that's what also did it. They had good back and forth. And he was like he was brutal with him in that last fight scene at the end of the movie.
It kind of just shows too how much of a chameleon Philip Seymour Hoffman was as an actor as well.
He's a good actor.
Great.
Was a good actor.
Yeah, R.I.P. man.
For real.
But like he could play that dorky nerd that no one wanted to talk to, or a fucking badass villain in Mission Impossible. Like he was a chameleon, bro. But I think I don't know the directing of that movie is not my favorite. The camera work of that movie.
See, that didn't really bother me.
Oh man.
If anything, I don't know. I feel like that kind of made you feel like you were more in it.
It's supposed to make it feel more what's the word I'm looking for?
Like body cam type of thing or first person.
A specific word I'm thinking of.
I don't know what you're trying to think of.
Whatever. Yeah, it's supposed to make you feel more stressed as the viewer.
Yeah.
For sure. We're moving to top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
All right. At number 3, I have Ghost Protocol.
Okay. My number 3, I have Dead Reckoning.
Okay. Wow.
Dude.
Yeah, we are different on that.
We are very different on that. Bro, Dead Reckoning I think it has some of my favorite stunts. One in particular so there's a lot of car chase scenes, obviously, in this franchise. Oh. Holy shit. Does everybody own a fucking Beamer? Everybody owns a Beamer, apparently. We just live in this Beamer universe. That was actually hilarious. How many times
advertisement?
I know. Yeah. I know. I was like, they definitely paid for that. But the amount of times I saw a Beamer made me laugh hysterically in this franchise. But dude, one of my favorite scenes is the car chase scene with him and Haley Atwell, and they're driving in that little yellow Fiat.
Yeah.
I love that car chase scene. I think that's my favorite car chase in the franchise.
And they pick him up in the tunnel down below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was good.
That was a really, really good one. And plus, like, not only is it like really high intense, but it's also like another obstacle because he's handcuffed to Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
And like in the wrong way for how they need to be driving. So that was like a little funny thing as well, on top of adding to the stakes. So I really like that chase scene. What was the other stunt? Oh, and the escaping the train at the end of the movie. That was another really good stunt that I liked from Dead Reckoning.
I may have been harsh on Dead Reckoning.
I think so, man. I like it. I like Haley. I like her character too. Her getting added. I also love that she was like a thief, and she wasn't like this crazy badass.
She wasn't like an agent.
Yeah, like it kind of threw a somewhat normal person into this crazy spy world because, like, you know, she didn't know how to fight and stuff like that. And we even see that in the 8th one. Yes, when she was just like appalled at the fighting that he did when they got captured.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? Like you just see the butcher's knife in that guy's back, and she's like,
yeah.
So terrified.
Yeah. Or is that the 7th one?
Is that 7th or 8th?
That might be the 7th one. And maybe it's because
Bro, I'm telling you, it's hard.
I know. and this is what I'm saying. Like maybe with the binging it and having watched that on the plane and then immediately diving into the final reckoning.
Yeah.
How I've seen it is I have just been thinking about more scenes in the final reckoning. Like it's just resonated with me a little more than Dead Reckoning.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, who knows what the ranking could be upon another franchise rewatch? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And in Dead Reckoning, I liked Gabriel as a villain better than I liked him in the final reckoning. So that was another positive. And that honestly, that reveal where they were at that party and they were actually in the entity, like it was the entity's party. Do you know what I mean? That was also the seventh one. Where like all the lights and stuff that you just thought were like party lights.
Yeah.
That was the entity.
Oh.
You don't remember that?
See, I don't remember that.
No, dude, Tom Cruise, he literally like stands up and he looks around. He's like, oh shit, this is the entity. You don't remember that? That was a good scene.
I'm blanking, bro.
Dang, man. Dude, Dead Reckoning's good.
I'll give it a rewatch. Yeah, number 3, I got Ghost Protocol. Clearly, you like Ghost Protocol as well because you haven't listed it yet.
Yeah.
This was the first one I saw in theaters. The Burj Khalifa stunt is one of my favorite stunts in the franchise. It's got the baddest baddies in the whole franchise as well. But also, I absolutely love the addition of Jeremy Renner's character.
Yes.
Great character.
Yeah.
And I know we lose Luther in this movie. He only shows up briefly at the very end.
Yeah.
So I know we lose him, but we get a lot more Benji compared to the third one where he's introduced. And we get...
This is the Benji movie. This is the addition of Benji.
Not to mention you have that nice motivation for Jeremy Renner's character as well.
Yeah.
Of how this whole time he thought that he failed Ethan.
Yes.
And this is why he's, what is he, an analyst? He's
he's an analyst.
Yeah, and not in the field.
Yeah. How does an agent with skills like that end up an analyst?
And I mean, this is like the shift in the franchise where it becomes about the big stunts and, the villains and the threats become nuclear each movie. But Ghost Protocol has always it's always been one of my favorites.
Dude, it's
great.
It's a really good one.
It is.
All right, moving on to number 2.
All right, number 2.
All right, number 2, I do have Ghost Protocol.
Number 2, I have the original.
You're crazy, man.
No, you're crazy.
No, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy, bro. I have my problems with the first one. It just doesn't do it for me, man.
First one does it for me.
Dude, and like I said when I rewatched the beginning of it, I was like, did I miss something? Like, why is he the bad guy? I didn't get his motivation. I thought I like missed his motivation at some point. That's really what gets me.
Hey, go back and keep rewatching.
Like, don't get me wrong. That the vault scene or the black box scene, that's what it's called. That is a dope scene.
Great scene.
It's so good.
No music.
So iconic.
Silence. Yeah. Iconic.
The sweat dripping off his glass. Like, it's amazing.
Amazing. And it's so, I mean, I think Brian De Palma cooked. I think it's so giallo coded. It's the most spy mystery. Like, and that's what I mean when it's giallo coded as well. The Italian horror genre where it's like, who's the killer? Like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
We only see the hands in the beginning, which is exactly what, we see in the beginning of a giallo movie as well.
Yeah.
And we get the reveal at the end, the twist, Ethan sitting down with him, putting the pieces together while also trying to
figure out what happened to everybody else.
But he's also trying to, make sure Jim Phelps doesn't know that he knows.
Yeah.
So there's just a whole lot of, why the fuck? I always blame the recording, bro. Fucking stupid. There's just so much deception in this movie.
Yeah.
There's so much deception. It's very spy espionage. Like, it's also got split diopter shots, which always get me wet. But
they got what?
Split diopter shots.
The average moviegoer does not know what that is. I'm saying that for the audience.
Oh yeah. No, the split diopter shots always get me going, and it's just, I don't know. It's great. I love it. I like the writing a lot in this movie because it also, like, here's the beginning of the movie. You have Emilio Estevez in it throwing off the whole audience, and he gets killed off in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I just love the deception in this movie.
All right.
So you got Ghost Protocol number 2.
I do have Ghost Protocol. Bro, Ghost Protocol, amazing stunts, amazing cast. The end of the movie, I was like actually so hyped because I was like, oh shit, this is the squad moving forward.
And
like,
it wasn't.
And it wasn't.
Which is unfortunate.
I mean, well, let's see. We kept Benji. We kept Jeremy Renner for a few movies.
One more movie.
No, we have that too.
We get him in
Rogue Nation.
Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation. That's
Is that it? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we kept him. He was supposed to be part of the plan, but he stepped away. And yeah, unfortunately, Paula Patton did not stick around. I looked that up. That was apparently it was scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
Why she didn't make it.
It's always scheduling conflicts.
Yes. I call bullshit on that. But I mean, okay, granted, it's not what happened, but at the end of that movie, I was like, oh shit, this is the squad. Like which was the intended effect that they wanted at the end of the movie. Yeah, the Burj Khalifa stunt is so freaking good.
So good.
So damn good. We got that and the sandstorm.
Yeah, bro.
Like, bro, that entire sequence is just so cool.
Even the opening to that movie where they break into that building in Russia.
Yeah.
Like that whole sequence as well. I love the gadgets in Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
Remember when they break into the building and they throw up that that screen,
the hallway thing.
Yeah. The screen.
The hallway scene is so good.
So good.
And I loved that Benji was new to the field because it added another obstacle because you could just tell he was very inexperienced. Like when they were walking while they were disguised, he just kept talking. He's like, "This is a dream come true." Wait, that might not be that one though. Is it?
It
was. He was like, "This is a dream come true." He's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop."
Yeah. No, I love the gadgets in this one.
Yeah, no, that was actually probably one of my favorite gadgets that we see is the hall and it tracks the eyes, like that part. It was so cool.
So you have that breaking into, I forget what the building's called in Russia. You have breaking into that Russian building. You have the Burj Khalifa scene. You have the sandstorm chase scene.
I like the Russian assassin in this movie too.
Right. So yeah.
And they run into so many problems in this one because they don't have the tech or they don't have the resources that they normally do. So that's another obstacle that they have to deal with, which made it that much harder. Again, when they were printing the mask thing messed up, and so they had to just do it with no mask and hope that they hadn't seen each other.
And that's what happens in Fallout as well.
They do that,
yeah, they do the same thing.
So yeah.
It's a great movie. So yeah, number 2, I have the original, and you have Ghost Protocol.
So good. And yeah, again, that was the one that I had seen in theaters. That was the first one I had ever seen, and we saw it in theaters. We saw it in theaters together, right?
I don't know.
I think we had to have. Why would we both have
know.
Why would we both not go see that at the same time?
I don't know, but that is the first one that I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
But number 1, it's going to be unanimously Mission Impossible Fallout.
MI6.
It's so fucking good.
It's so
good.
Good, bro. Henry Cavill. Oh,
just
so awesome.
Can we just get some villain roles for Henry Cavill?
Seriously, he did it so well.
Yeah.
And oh my, bro, the bathroom fight scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so impressed because I was like, he's whooping y'all's ass.
Yeah.
I was not used to seeing Ethan lose a fight.
Ethan was losing a fight.
Henry Cavill's help.
Henry Cavill was losing a fight. Both Superman and Ethan Hunt were losing the fight.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah. And it kind of makes you wonder, damn, maybe I wish I could have seen him a little longer.
Right?
But no, and Henry Cavill's character causing all of these problems for Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
The Halo jump. Oh my God, that whole scene, the lighting, the music, the stunt itself.
Yeah.
The aspect ratio change during that. Jesus.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And I thought it was interesting. It kind of showed you Ethan's expertise with how long he's been doing this, because a lot of the things that he was doing with Henry Cavill, Henry Cavill was fucking it up, and he had to help him. Especially the Halo jump, we see a biggest example of that, where he's like, Jesus Christ, he heads over to him, gives him his oxygen,
and then he wakes up and he's like, lost your oxygen tank.
Oh my God,
Fallout is so fucking good.
Dude. It's
Fallout,
the best movie.
comparing to the whole franchise, Fallout had like my heart racing the most, my hands sweating the most. The helicopter chase scene at the end.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
My
and
God.
The reveal when he was talking to Solomon Lane, who was, bro, when he was telling him all this shit, I was like, that's Benji. I know that that's Benji, and I know that they're all waiting outside the door ready to catch his ass. Oh, that was so good. And he was like, and the way he realized it too, he was like, she's right. It's a bunch of, it's a bunch of people wearing Halloween masks. Tears it off. He knew.
Yeah.
So good.
It's great, man. It is really great stuff.
Like just good reveals, great stunts, like, and
great music, the best music in the franchise to me.
Great actors, like that. That was the culmination of everything good about Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Fallout. It's fire, bro.
Oh my God. And bro, the final fight scene between Cavill and Tom Cruise, that was crazy. And the way he died.
Yeah.
Oh, ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
So good. And also, they bring back his wife in this one too.
That was like a good callback. A good callback.
I think it has great use of the whole team for this one as well. Like Luther, Benji, all of them. It's just overall the best. The best. And not to mention the opening scene giving a callback to the original as well, where they set up a whole fake hospital room to get the code from that one guy.
Yes.
Fake the CNN show and everything.
Like he had been in a coma for months or whatever.
Yeah, so that was a great callback to the first one, and just overall fantastic.
So good. So damn good.
It's so
and I love
good.
that they got the actual CNN guy to do that. For the movie.
Yeah,
that was so good.
All right. Well, at least we can agree on that one.
Yeah.
But, okay, no. We had the same for placement number 8 with Mission Impossible 2, and we had the same for 5 at Rogue Nation. Which is unusual for us.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that we like watched this separately from each other too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like with new franchises that we're both experiencing for the first time, I feel like we might have some more different opinions, especially with us watching it by ourselves. Because like when we were growing up, we would watch stuff together and talk about it together. And, just like, I feel like we might have similar opinions on that stuff just because it's nostalgic. And
honestly, there really aren't too many wrong ways to rank this franchise.
Yeah, no, like you said, it's consistent. So you can't really be mad at anyone's franchise ranking.
Yeah.
Like, for you, obviously, the first one that just like kind of holds a special place. So
yeah, and I don't have a nostalgic attachment to it. I think I just really liked the direction of that one. And
that one's the most like spy movie.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the betrayal and losing his team, Ethan losing his whole team in that first one definitely sets up why
he's so attached.
He's so attached to his team, and why he will not he will not let anyone.
He'll sacrifice the world for his team, which we see him do on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Which is kind of not great as far as priorities, but that's what makes him Ethan Hunt. And he always manages to find a way.
He finds a way. That's the thing. He'll find a way.
Yeah.
He'll find a way.
I don't see another way out of this.
All right. So do you want to do top 10 stunts, or
let's get into the baddies?
You want to do baddies? All right. All right. Let's do baddies, baby. Okay. Top 5 Mission Impossible baddies. And man, do they have some baddies.
They got some baddies, boy.
Want to start it off, or what do you want to do?
Are we just doing our whole list this time?
Yeah.
All right. I'll go. All right.
I like how the dude's got a whole book, like he wrote down these baddies. All right, here we go. Here's my top 5 baddies.
Number 5, I got Rebecca Ferguson. So honestly,
why do we need a whole explanation for this?
Well, I mean, what? Do you want me to get into it or not?
We don't need to get too into it.
I'm not going to get too into it, but I'm just going to say
she's a goddess.
I had never looked at Rebecca Ferguson like that, honestly.
From the Dune movies.
Yeah, like I'd never seen her in that light, and this just kind of like opened my eyes. So
yeah.
It was interesting seeing her in a different light. But At number 4, I do have Vanessa Kirby.
Okay.
That was also an unexpected one. I feel like I was like, dang, Vanessa Kirby. All right. Again, like I just like never really came into my line of sight like that. But at number 3, I hope I'm saying this right. At number 3, I have Pomme Clementif of France. What's her name in the movies?
France. Which movie?
Hold up. She plays Paris in 7 and 8.
Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis.
Yeah.
Dude, like she's kind of crazy, but
I mean,
I like him a little crazy sometimes. Like, and she was a badass.
Yeah, she is.
She was a badass, which made her like that much more attractive to me. And I like her and her little character arc too. I don't know. She started off, just like this wild assassin. I thought it was hilarious.
I think it's a little of a random character arc, at least a little bit of a random turn against Gabriel.
Yeah. I mean,
but here we're talking about baddies. We're not here to talk about character development.
That's also true. But
she was misogynistic.
But she a baddie. All right, now we get into the top 2, and I feel like we're gonna have the same top 2. It's just a matter of who wins. At number 2, I do have Haley Atwell. Can't go wrong with Haley Atwell. How graphic we want to get here.
Don't need to get graphic. Look, we all know what Haley Atwell looks like.
Yeah.
Elite
ball knowledge right there.
Elite.
And at number 1, it's Paula Patton. Dude.
And people don't talk about Paula Patton, bro.
She was in one movie, but god damn did she make an impact.
I never see her on. I've seen, it's funny because I've seen quite a few baddie rankings in the Mission Impossible franchise. Paula Patton never pops up, bro. Never pops up.
No. And she is
the green dress.
Dude,
come on.
She is like actually the baddest in the franchise.
Come on.
It's crazy. And I was very sad she did not return from another Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, it's like the whole time I was watching Ghost Protocol, I was like, why wasn't she in more movies after this?
I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
Nah, she was great. And again, I thought that was going to be the squad. And I was like, I loved this squad of Benji, Benji, William Brandt, and
Luther.
Well, he joined at the end. But yeah, Luther
and Jane.
Jane was her name, yeah.
All right, well, my top 5 Mission Impossible baddies. Number 5, I do have Rebecca Ferguson.
Nice.
What's her name? Isla?
Isla Faust. Ilsa Faust.
Ilsa Faust. I mean, she's a goddess, you know?
She's very pretty in like a classical sense. You know?
I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Number 4, I'm going to go Claire Phelps from the first movie.
She was like an honorable mention for me.
Yeah. Claire. And because she's in the first one, she doesn't usually come up in the baddie rankings.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget about Claire, but...
Nah, I had her on here.
Yeah.
But
number 3, I'm going to go Grace, who was played by Haley Atwell.
Wow. At 3. Whoa, now I'm confused on the top 2. What? What? Ooh, wait. Oh, you're going to have Vanessa Kirby.
Nope.
No?
You're forgetting someone.
Who am I Go.
Number 2, I have Sabine, played by Leah Seydoux, who was the Russian assassin in Ghost Protocol.
Damn. Yeah. Nah,
she is also in Dune Part 2.
Bro, I literally peeped that while I was watching Ghost Protocol. I was like, damn. And I totally forgot her for this ranking. That's actually tragic. Damn.
Because she is also because she is an antagonist baddie, people don't put her in the baddie rankings.
Dang. Well, then I might have to
rotate someone.
Might have to say bye. Actually, damn. Do I like? Actually,
I think you're more of a Vanessa Kirby guy.
Am I though? I don't know. Like, I'm like trying to think who would I kick from this list. This is so superficial and mean.
I mean, this is the most superficial list.
Yeah, it is. All right, but continue.
Number 1, I do have Jane, played by Paula Patton. I mean, you see the green dress.
Yeah.
Why isn't she number 1 on your list? Why isn't she on any list that I've seen out there? Why don't people talk about Paula Patton and Ghost Protocol?
I don't know, man.
I don't understand
People
it.
are crazy.
I don't understand it, and I don't.
I feel like they sexualize her a lot in Ghost Protocol too.
For sure.
Like with her flirting with the rich dude.
Yes.
I thought that was so funny too when she like kept flirting with him and then like hurting him and then like kind of like acting like she's just toying with him.
Uh-huh.
That part was funny. And then her changing in the car.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
they definitely
they knew what they were doing with Paula Patton.
And that's why I do like Rebecca Ferguson in this franchise, because she's not sexualized,
No.
and then she's just a badass assassin
and just extremely pretty.
Exactly, yeah. And I think that happens more so throughout the franchise. They get a little less sexualized.
Yeah.
Oh,
but dude, when Haley Atwell was giving mouth to mouth to Tom Cruise, they knew what they were doing with that camera angle. They knew what they were doing, bro.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Oh my God. I was like literally,
Yes.
that
Yeah,
was
that-
center screen, not her face giving mouth to mouth.
That was wild. That was wild. Oh my God. But yeah, Paula Patton, baby.
Yeah, damn.
Give me a call.
I'm actually so mad. I forgot about the Russian assassin.
You know, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't, there was more than one nuclear missile in that movie.
Oh yeah. Also, yeah. Why is there so many nuclear threats?
That's what I'm. Yeah,
there's so many nuclear threats.
The whole
in
franchise
every
just becomes
movie.
a nuclear threat. Okay. Do you want to dive into the stunt ranking?
Yeah. Let's get to that.
Okay. Top 10 Mission Impossible stunts. All right. So my top 10 favorite Mission Impossible stunts. At number 10, something light. I'll go with the free solo climb in Mission Impossible 2.
Okay.
He did actually insist on doing that stunt,
Mm-hmm.
and John Woo was terrified and could not look when he was doing this.
I would be too.
Yeah, right.
Because if he falls,
Because it's a great stunt, but it's also probably the most
Unnecessary.
pointless stunt in
It's
this
so
whole
unnecessary.
franchise.
That's his vacation.
Yeah.
What? Why? Now, I honestly, if I was the director, I'd be like, Tom, you're not doing this. It's literally the most unnecessary thing. You don't even need your face for most of this.
I know. It's insane.
Yeah.
But hey, that's why it deserves to be on the list. Number 9, I'll go with the underwater stunt in Rogue Nation.
Okay.
Apparently, he did hold his breath for 6 minutes.
Yes, I did see
Which
that.
is crazy.
That's like Navy SEAL level, apparently.
Insane. But not the best underwater sequence in the franchise.
No, it's
That's
not.
all I got to say. Number 8, I have the helicopter chase in Fallout.
Okay.
That whole chase in general is just wicked. I think that was the fastest my heart was racing throughout the franchise, was during that helicopter chase.
Uh-huh.
Number 7, I have the vault break-in in the original Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Probably
Not the flashiest, but
not the flashiest, but probably the most iconic one as well.
100%.
Yeah.
No, that is the most iconic.
But even though the stunt wasn't as high, dangerous as high of a danger as the other stunts, it definitely held like a lot of weight in the story.
Mm-hmm.
And also you just felt the tension, like no music being played, the sweat dripping and everything.
Yeah.
You felt it all. The guy holding
Yeah.
the wire.
Like straining up there. And then
The
you see
rat.
the rat. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. You can't make high level sound or else it'll
Mhm.
set off the alarm.
Mhm.
Number 6, I'm going to go with him hanging off the side of the plane in Rogue Nation.
Okay.
See, and this happens in the very beginning of the movie, so you don't feel the climax of the stunt.
Yeah.
But I
But-
mean, the stunt itself is just insane.
No, and I've seen the behind the scenes on that
Yeah.
one. Insane.
Having to wear different contacts so that because of the wind blowing in his face, him having to get warmed up immediately coming down so he doesn't get hypothermia.
Yeah.
It's actually insane. Number 5, I have the motorcycle cliff jump from Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
This was probably the greatest promo that anyone could have heading into Dead Reckoning. I remember
Yeah.
heading into, what was I watching? Like Oppenheimer that year, or maybe a few months before. Maybe it was Oppenheimer. And they were showing the behind the scenes of the stunt. And I was like, this is all I need to see to want to see this movie. Just show me the behind the scenes of the stunt. Insane. Number 4, I'm going to go with the plane chase in Final Reckoning when he's chasing Gabriel.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that one is how little of safety harness he has on that one. He just has the small wire holding him onto that plane so he can move around.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a miracle that Tom Cruise is still alive.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have the underwater submarine sequence in Final Reckoning.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. I think that's a very long one, very intense one.
Okay. Are you talking about specifically when he's like inside the submarine and everything?
Yeah. And apparently the suit that he was wearing added another 125 pounds to him, and he could only be underwater for like a minute at a time with the suit that he was wearing.
Interesting.
So like considering that he could only be in that suit for a very short amount of time, but it's one of the longest stunt sequences in the whole movie.
Yeah, that's a lot of takes.
Number 2, I have the Halo jump from Fallout.
Yeah.
I mean, what really helps is that like this movie is the best of the franchise.
Yeah.
The music that happens during that scene is the best. The banter between him and Henry Cavill, the lighting in that scene,
the lightning storm,
the storm, but then the stunt itself of him just, oh my God. It's so insane. And like the camera shot of that, of the camera guy having to jump as well to get those shots.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Insane.
It's a fucking amazing stunt. But number 1, my favorite has always been the Burj Khalifa stunt.
Yeah.
From Ghost Protocol.
Uh-huh.
Ever since I saw that in theaters, man.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just like a height thing. Like I wouldn't say I'm scared of heights, but like it gets my hands very sweaty when I watch that stuff.
Dude, I think we like low-key do have a fear of heights because
who doesn't?
Well, yeah, for real.
I mean, not Tom Cruise.
Like, I mean, I'm like thinking of times when my, like my freaking hands are sweating.
Yeah.
And remember the movie Fall that we saw?
Yeah.
And we were sweating the entire time during that.
Yeah.
So.
But like, oh my God, I think there's also just like the build up to that stunt as well is funny. Like.
Yeah, no, it is funny. And like you after that whole sequence, you see Benji come back and he's like, well, I did it.
Yeah.
It was not easy. And he walks in and he just got off the side of the damn building.
It's always been my favorite.
For my top 10 favorite stunts in the Mission Impossible franchise, at number 10, I do have the liquid cooled safe that he dove into.
Mm-hmm.
Like
in Rogue Nation.
In Rogue Nation, yeah. No, like this one was very impressive, but I don't know. It's like it didn't feel like crazy intense to me. Maybe because it was all like underwater, and like I said, I was getting kind of mad because I was like, dude, you could have done this easier. You made it harder on yourself. But no, like what went into that is insane with Tom Cruise holding his breath that long. At number 9, I do have the motorcycle jump. I don't have that as
in
high.
MI2.
Yeah, I don't. What? No.
Oh! You talk about Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah. Nah, I mean like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It looks very cool. But at the same time, I'm like, I could drive a motorcycle off a cliff. Like,
okay.
I could do that.
I mean, theoretically, yeah, you could.
Yeah. I think that's why. Is because like I feel like anybody could hop on a motorcycle and do it, but it's the balls to do it.
It's the balls. There's not like an athletic skill.
Correct.
To do it.
Yes. So I think that's why I have that lower. Although it is very like visually awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Number 8, I have the submarine stunt.
From Final Reckoning.
From Final Reckoning.
Yeah,
I have that lower
opposite on this.
Yeah, we are kind of opposite. Yeah, that one, I don't know, like don't get me wrong, like it was cool. But the entire time, I don't know, I feel like I just kept thinking like, bro, just get there. Just get there. Like it just took too long. But I mean, yeah, when you say he has a 125-pound suit that he's wearing, that might be why it took him so long. Number 7, we have the same on this. I do have the black box break-in from the original Mission Impossible. Very iconic scene. Number 6, also the same. I do have the plane hang from MI5. This one is actually interesting because, like, bro, when he finally gets in the plane, he should have died.
Yeah, for sure.
He should have died.
I think that's another reason why it's not too high on my list, because it's like, he should be fucking
He would
dead.
be dead.
He would
like,
be dead.
bro, like his head hitting anything at that speed. unconscious at the very least.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting back up from that.
Yeah.
But that was also, there was some good comedic relief at the end of that one because he just like attached himself to the missiles and he was just like,
yeah.
At number 5, I do have the train escape scene from Dead Reckoning. That was a really good one. Like, bro, the piano hanging above them, that was intense. And like, and not only is he, he's trying to escape, but he also has to like convince Grace at the same time to make this jump, and like he's like trying to save her at the same time. It was like a lot of teamwork involved in this one. So I like this one. And also the trains just kept coming. Like it was another car. They could never get level every time. They were like constantly going uphill. At number 4 though, I do have the car chase scene, with the Fiat, the yellow car.
Wow.
I really like that car chase scene. Like I'm not usually big on car chases, but that one was really entertaining. And then you had Paris in the freaking armored vehicle chasing their ass too, but just ramming through shit.
How much of that is it like Tom Cruise actually doing the stunt though? Because you have Haley Atwell in that scene. You have the other girl in that scene. Is
that not him though? Like he's there's no way he's not driving. It's Tom Cruise.
No, I know he's driving it, but I'm saying because Haley Atwell would have to be in the car as well. Like how intense are they actually making that stunt compared to other ones? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
In terms of the car chases, like it is one of the better car chases in the franchise. Man,
I said favorite, not most impressive behind the scenes wise. So whatever. But actually, I kind of wish I changed this one. Whatever. Number 3, I thought you had the helicopter chase scene kind of low. I like that. I like the helicopter chase.
Yeah, I like it too.
And also, like with him, is starting off with him literally just grabbing onto the cargo and climbing up the rope and then falling and saving himself off the cargo.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. And I liked him using that. And he was like trying to drop the payload on the helicopter. Yeah. That part was cool. And also you'll notice, on this list, I did not list the plane chase, with Gabriel in the final one, but the only reason why is because I felt like it was a repeat of the helicopter. It felt very similar to me. Like just having watched MI6 too, and then going and watching the 8th one that same day. I mean, I probably should have it on here because it is extremely impressive. But at the same time, I was like, bro, didn't we like just do this?
But it's so crazy though.
And also Gabriel's acting turned me off from that too.
From that scene.
Yeah.
But the stunt is...
I did not like his acting.
Insane though.
The stunt is insane.
It's insane.
It is insane. Number 2, the Halo jump. Gotta love the Halo jump. And number 1, Burj Khalifa. Yeah.
Good top 2.
Dude, the Burj Khalifa, that's unbeatable to me. Like it looks cool. It's intense. The glove failing while he's doing it. And I love the little addition of like, you just see the glove stuck to the building and then it glitches out again and flies away. Love that.
Yeah, no, for real. And then not to mention when he finally gets in and the glove fails once he breaks in. So he has to find a way to get back down there.
And he gets the line. Your line's not long enough. No shit.
Ghost Protocol is also one of the funnier ones. That may be a Brad Bird touch because he's good at having those, one-liners with the Pixar movies and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that probably might help with that. But so I think it's one of the funnier ones as well.
Yeah, it is. Oh, also, shout out to Henry Cavill for having the only F-bomb in the entire series.
Does he have the only F?
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
It stuck out when he said it, and I was like, oh, dang, we finally got an F-bomb. I think it was, why won't you just fucking die or something like that.
Oh, man. All right, should we dive into the questions or... wait, we got top 5 characters?
Yeah.
That's tough because I got the 3.
Tough.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I was rethinking this as we were talking about it. Can we just say who our favorite characters?
I have Ethan Hunt.
Really?
Yeah.
Dog. My favorite is Benji.
He's number 2 for me.
Okay.
He's number 2.
Benji, to me, I love him so much because that man is a ride or die. He makes himself resourceful. Like he wasn't always a field agent, and he's just like always trying to do something to be a helpful asset to the team. I'd say number 3 is probably Luther. I'd say 3 is Luther.
I had Ilsa pretty high.
I like Ilsa. She made the list, and I had one villain I would keep in consideration for a top 5 is
Owen.
Oh, I mean, yes, but also Henry Cavill, bro. Like,
oh yeah, but
Walker,
in terms of
that's a good one.
But in terms of villain, I'd probably have Owen up there.
He was the most menacing of the villains. Yeah.
But no, Ethan Hunt is number 1 for me, and usually you look at a whole franchise and you're going to have a lot of people that don't have the main protagonist as their favorite villain.
Yeah.
They'll find a
you
little
mean
more
favorite character?
Yeah.
You said
villain,
protagonist as your favorite villain.
Oh yeah. Usually in a big franchise, like say Harry Potter, for example, a lot of people are going to go to like Snape as their favorite character.
Yeah.
Anyone but Harry. And that's kind of like the popular thing to do.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they find these other side characters just more relatable.
Yeah.
But
no, Ethan was my number 2.
Yeah.
But
Ethan is up there.
Yeah. I genuinely just enjoyed Benji's character so much.
Yeah. I like his character a lot.
He's funny and just honestly like probably the most likable person. And one of my favorite scenes with him is in Rogue Nation. And this was after he had invited him to the opera in Vienna. It was after that scene. And he's down there and he's like telling him he's gonna send him home and he's like, they're not gonna be any of the wiser, like, you were never here, da da da. And he's like, no, you're my friend, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna help you, da da da. And Ethan was just like, okay,
yeah.
He's like, all right, well, I respect your choice.
Since you were bringing up villains for possible top 5 characters, one of the questions that we got from the Discord. So now we'll just go over Discord questions. One question was best and worst villain of the franchise.
Best villain, I will go Owen Davian. I'll go best villain for him because he's just like, you never question that's your bad guy.
Yeah.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman's acting is amazing in that. Number 2 probably being Walker. But worst villain from the worst movie, the second one.
As the worst villain?
You're
right. Hang on, let me think.
Yeah, who else would be your worst villain? I mean, to me, it's like kind of hard to rank
because
it's
more
entity because it's like that's not a person.
Yeah.
So I guess if we're just like considering people who are acting that are villains.
Who's technically the villain in Ghost Protocol?
Ghost Protocol. Oh God, that guy was forgettable.
Right.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like the nuclear extremist dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
there was like 2 of them.
Ghost Protocol is one of my favorite of the franchise, but I think it does have one of the weaker villains for sure.
It lacks a villain. So I would say the guy from the second one and Ghost Protocol have probably the weakest villains.
Yeah. Favorite Ethan Hunt hairstyle?
Okay, I don't really. I'll have to scroll through.
Okay, no. Look up. I was on Google earlier, and there is a picture that shows all the hairstyles. So just go to Google Images.
And what? Just type Ethan Hunt.
Just type in Ethan Hunt
hair evolution.
Mission Impossible hairstyles.
I
think my favorite hairstyle is
boy's looking kind of rough in Rogue Nation. Honestly,
I know. I think Rogue Nation is my least favorite hairstyle. My favorite hairstyle is going to be Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
Worst is going to be Rogue Nation.
Worst is Rogue Nation. I do like his shortcut in the original though.
Yeah.
Like, it's got No, I think you're right. Ghost Protocol was like it's like what they were trying to do in the second one.
They do it better. It's the perfect length, like between the long and the short.
Yeah.
I think how I would rank these hairstyles would be last place, Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
Second to last. 7th place would be MI3.
Yeah.
6th place would be.
I'm thinking Dead Reckoning.
I'll agree that Dead Reckoning. 5th place would be Final Reckoning.
Final
Reckoning.
Yeah. 4th place, I would go MI2.
4th place. Ooh.
Would you do MI2 or Fallout? Or even the original? I don't know. What are you thinking on that?
What are we at? 4th place?
Yeah, we're at 4th place. I
might go Fallout.
You like the long hair, huh?
No, I like the short hair, but I'm saying Fallout 4th place.
Okay.
And then 3rd place, MI2. The long hair.
And 2nd place, the OG?
Yeah. And then 1st place, Ghost Protocol.
Interesting.
MI2 it's too long.
It is too long.
It's luscious, but it's too long. Fallout's a good length as well.
Dude, I'll say this. One thing I can't help notice since somebody pointed it out to me so long ago is Tom Cruise's teeth. You ever pay attention to that?
Of course. I've always noticed that.
Okay, yeah.
I've always noticed that.
Well, I mean, yeah, like it was a long time ago. Somebody pointed that out, but anytime I watch a Tom Cruise movie now, like all I can see is like his...
Oh, he's got big front teeth.
Well, not that. It's like off kilter.
Yeah,
it's not centered. Like this tooth is in the center of his face. It's really weird. I've never seen that.
Interesting.
You did. That's the part I'm talking about. Not like not how big they are, but just like the placement of his teeth.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Honestly, you can't really see it in those pictures.
Tom Cruise. Which Mission Impossible movie do you think has the best running sequence?
When he's running on the rooftops and Benji is thinking that he's on the ground the whole time, and he's like, I'm jumping out a window.
And Fallout.
Yeah.
When he's chasing after
when he
Henry
broke his
Cavill.
leg.
Yes, when he broke his foot in real life.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I've seen the slow mo of that.
And finished the scene.
Oh God, what a champ, bro!
I do think that's the best one. I would say the second best one though is in Ghost Protocol with the sandstorm.
Yeah, that's another.
That's a great one.
That's
as well.
another really good one.
Ghost Protocol has a few good ones.
I will say the one that creeped me out was when the entity took over his headset and was talking in Benji's voice and directing him the wrong way.
Yeah,
that was kind of scary. Actually,
yeah.
Damn, that was Rebecca Ferguson's demise. That
was.
It's tragic. I will say, I feel like throughout this franchise, Ethan Hunt gets attached to his hot female coworkers that he comes across very easily. Like, I mean, they were already talking about like they were making him choose between Grace and Ilsa. And I was like, dog, he just met Grace.
Yeah.
If he's going to choose somebody, I would hope it would be Ilsa.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where his character differs from James Bond as well. I mean, James Bond, deep down, like he does care, but he can play off being cold very well.
Yeah.
As to where Ethan Hunt has a very hard time doing that.
So not secret about the people he cares about.
No, not at all. As to where James Bond, that's another story.
Yeah. Oh, also, this is another scene that I did not like in Final Reckoning. When Luther's death scene. Dog, y'all are talking way too much. Way too much for a 2-minute timer. I was like, if I was Luther in that situation, like, sure, get your, you're my brother, you're my friend, go save the world, that kind of thing, whatever. But at a certain point, yell. Like, Ethan is a very emotionally attached person. Yell at him, get out of here, go. Because if he didn't, he's going to die. And dude, he went from having 2 minutes to get out of those tunnels to having 30 seconds. That's so much time wasted. He was like, he asked him, he was like, how much time on the timer? He was like, enough time for you to get out of here. And then a whole conversation happens. I'm like, he might not be able to get out anymore. And when he gets out, he was covered in dust because he barely made it out in time.
Build the tension, man.
That scene pissed me off. There's like I get being attached to somebody and you don't want him to die like that. But bro, he was banging on that fence for way too long.
Okay, I got a question here for you, actually.
What
is Tom Cruise's more iconic role? Maverick from Top Gun or Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible?
iconic, I think I'm going to go Top Gun.
I would also say Maverick.
Yeah.
I would.
I'd say Maverick.
And you have only 2 movies compared to 8 Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah. No, Top Gun like took over the world. And then Top Gun Maverick also took over the world when they did that.
No Mission Impossible movie has ever touched what Maverick made. Top Gun Maverick. I think that is the more iconic role.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking Maverick, bro.
It's Maverick. It's what a badass name.
Yeah.
Maverick. Sick call sign.
Mm.
And the fact that they were able to follow it up with such a great sequel too.
And I think the fact that there is only 2 movies yet that role is so iconic.
Yeah.
I think says a lot as well.
Speaks volumes. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm thinking, what's the better theme song? Top Gun theme or Mission Impossible theme?
Top Gun.
Yeah, we grew up on Top Gun.
Yeah, bro. Top Gun.
But it's so good.
It's so good.
I was listening to theme song the other day in the gym. The build up to that intro is just insane.
Yeah.
Also, I think this is where I think the name is a big part in how iconic a character can become. Like Ethan Hunt, that's a very generic,
pretty generic
name. Like there's nothing,
not a bad name,
not a bad name, but there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
Like Maverick as your call sign.
Yeah.
I get his name is Pete Mitchell, which is it's Maverick. It's Maverick. Like that's the
nobody's
iconic
calling
name.
him Pete Mitchell.
No, it's Maverick. Just like Val Kilmer's character, Iceman. Badass.
Yeah.
The name helps out a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing like cool about Ethan Hunt. He makes it cool.
Yeah.
But like the name itself, Ethan Hunt. Cool.
I like the last name. I like the last name.
I like the last name, but it's nowhere near like James Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Maverick.
And not only is it James Bond, he's also
007. So
like I feel like Ethan Hunt needed a nickname.
Yeah.
He needed a nickname. Like not John Wick, Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Like
but even John Wick.
Even John Wick, also a dope name.
Yeah.
But not only is he John Wick, he's got Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
The Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Like that's a dope nickname. Like Ethan Hunt needed a nickname.
He did. I'll agree with that. All right. I think last one, favorite unmasking moment. Ooh.
For
Could
me,
it be from you're gonna say Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout when Henry Cavill revealed himself.
It's a good one, man.
Yeah. It's a really good
one.
face reveal.
2 has good face reveals. Worst movie, but I think 2 has good face reveals. It is so funny how that does become like the reoccurring trick that they use.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they were just so lazy with it in 2. Like just they pulled masks out of nowhere.
They did. They pulled them out of the ass.
Yeah.
As to where later
that, to me, I was like, that's such lazy writing. And then when in the 3rd one, when I saw them making the mask of Philip Seymour Hoffman's face, when I saw that, I was like, okay, they learned
like
from 2. And like they're showing you, they prepped for this, they have it, and you know why they have it.
Yeah.
So that helped.
I do like the one. MI6, just overall great movie.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this Mission Impossible franchise ranking, Baddie ranking, Stunt ranking.
Lots to talk about.
Lots to talk about.
God,
it is
bro, I binged this series so quickly.
So did I, man.
God.
So did I.
I watched 3.5 of these movies in a single day. Is actually insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like I started at 12 and I finished at 1 a.m. that day.
Great franchise.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can get this. Can you guess what the highest grossing Mission Impossible movie is?
Highest grossing? I want to say Ghost Protocol, but like I feel like that was what got people's attention. I mean, it feels basic to say 6 again but I mean like, bro, I feel like a lot of people started talking about that bathroom fight scene and just like, and also Henry Cavill's, star power, adding him to the cast.
Yeah, he was currently Superman.
He was
at the
Superman.
time.
That adds to it. I'll go with the 6th one.
It is the 6th one.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And also that was the one they were, oh wait, no. Was it? Wait, dude, I'm telling you, this is so hard, like keeping track of everything. No, 7 was that they were advertising with the
Yes.
motorcycle jump.
Yes.
That was a big advertisement piece they used.
Yeah, no. Fallout made $792 million at the box office.
What
which
was
is
7?
Dead Reckoning?
Yeah.
Dead Reckoning made only $571 million on a $291 million budget.
Oh, interesting.
But that was having, what was battling against it?
COVID. No?
Well, production was, yes.
Yeah.
But what was also out that summer? Barbenheimer. Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts.
So that hurts.
Yeah.
But Ghost Protocol was the highest grossing when it came out at the time.
Yeah.
$695 million. Because I think, Ghost Protocol is really when you feel like the shift in the franchise.
And also, I remember the Sandstorm and the Burj Khalifa. That was in all the trailers and stuff for that one. So people saw that. They were like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what brought us to the theaters was that in the trailer. So, yeah.
All right.
Great franchise, man.
It really is.
Great franchise.
It really is. Like
I'm glad I gave it a watch.
I do want to go through the James Bond franchise now, just like the Daniel Craig movies, and see where I would place it among Mission Impossible movies.
It's funny. I've only seen one of those movies too, I think.
I've seen Casino Royale. I've seen Skyfall.
I've
seen No Time to Die. I've like jumped all over the place. Skyfall has one of the best songs too, from Adele. This is one you saw. But yeah, really consistent franchise. One of the most consistent franchise. I told Jay and I was like, hey, I understand now.
Yeah.
Why you love this franchise so much.
It's a good franchise, man.
It really is. So let us know.
We didn't even mention the popcorn, but that popcorn bucket is awesome.
Fucking sick popcorn bucket.
And the key is like actually metal.
Yeah.
He
is like
it's
legit.
so cool, and it splits into 2 pieces, and it like stows away in there, and you unlock your popcorn. That thing's awesome.
This is one of the cooler popcorn buckets I've seen released recently, but they are not selling out like all the other ones.
I don't know why.
This is cooler than the Deadpool Wolverine popcorn bucket.
Oh yeah.
This is cooler than the Danusi.
Yeah.
This is cooler.
Danusi,
whatever. What else has there been? Yeah, it's one of the cooler popcorn buckets that I've seen.
No, that's a really cool popcorn.
Because usually I'm not like quick to buy the different popcorn buckets.
Yeah. You're not 3C. It's okay.
I'm not 3C. I don't have that dedication, but I appreciate all of the rankings of those popcorn buckets.
I love that he does those rankings.
It's great. But I saw this one. I was like, I got to have that.
That one's cool.
Because it has so many different intangible parts to it as well. With the key, submarine opening, it lights up.
That was really cool.
It's so cool.
Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning.
What a fucking movie star that guy is.
Right?
All right. Let us know in the comments what your ranking of the Mission Impossible franchise is. Let us know what your favorite stunt is. Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite villain? Let us know all of it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And this
lengthy episode.
They've been lengthy lately.
Yeah.
Our Andor one was lengthy.
Yeah.
Me and Snowden's Lilo and Stitch one was lengthy. Especially our Disneyland versus Disney World episode, which was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Wow.
So if you want to see that, check out the Patreon. It's a great episode. I didn't realize how much I could talk about theme parks. But
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll have some more to say about theme parks.
Yeah. We'll get you to the theme parks.
I have a hookup now.
But yeah, let us know your ranking of this franchise. And make sure to check out our Patreon for any bonus episodes. Make sure to check out our new merch, Fantastic Four merch that is out, to get it before the movie is out. One of the funniest merches, definitely the funniest merch that we've done.
100% the funniest.
It's an inside joke, but it's great.
It's an inside joke as well as a meme that everybody already knows.
Yeah. And wherever you're listening to this, Apple, Spotify, make sure to give us a rating and review. Always very helpful and grateful for that. And we'll see y'all next time on DuckTakes.
See you guys.